One of the smallest cuts in Governor Corzine's proposed budget is causing one of the biggest outcries.
The governor wants to cut $4 million from New Jersey's EMT training fund. Tonight, volunteers from across New Jersey met in Morris County for a huge protest. News 12 New Jersey's Rick Holmes is live in Morris Plains with the details on the proposed cuts. Rick, what can you tell us?
Well, Roxanne, these cuts could have a major impact on EMTs who are relying on this money for their training. For example, a small volunteer department like here, the Morris Minutemen, they could lose volunteers, potential volunteers, because those people can't afford for the training. That training used to be paid for by the state until now.
We care about our people and our towns, and we care about the state, and that's why we're here.
These EMTs don't earn a nickel. Until now, their training was paid for through what's called the EMT Training Fund, but that money is on the chopping block.
To me, it's a little bit of a slap in the face to take people who are putting their time in and transferring a significant expense over to them. It's not right.
The amount is relatively small, $4 million, one of 850 cuts proposed by Governor Corzine to balance the state budget. Without the fund, volunteers will pay for certification out of pocket.
I really think that it's going to hurt the amount of volunteers that are participating.
A lot less volunteers and hundreds of dollars out of pocket.
One volunteer I spoke with out at the rally told me if these cuts are allowed to stand, it'll turn a future crisis into a current emergency. Governor Corzine wants to redirect $4 million to the state general fund, leaving less than $400,000 for EMTs. Rally organizer Dominic Sandelli of Morristown Ambulance says the money was promised to them. Everyone's given back something. Why should EMTs be different?
Because it's not tax money. It's dedicated fund for a dedicated purpose, EMT training fund.
Now, the money in that fund was raised through moving violations. For example, if you've gotten a moving violation, 50 cents toward that moving violation would go into that fund. Under this cut, no longer. Now, without that money, they say they're going to have to cut back on things like supplies and equipment and other things like that. Real quick, though, this is the Morris Minutemen. They've got 100 volunteers out here. They say if these people were to lose this money, there'd only be about 50 volunteers left. So that says it all right there. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, Rick, that definitely puts it into perspective. And, you know, they do say that there is power in numbers, and we can see that behind you. Rick,
they're not laughing at you, Roxanne. They're just having a good time out here.
I didn't think so. We wish them all the best. Rick, we'll talk to you later. Thank you so much, Rick Holmes, reporting from Morris County.